Am I lagging? Yippee! Why is it so quiet? Hello, audio? Look at me round today. Yeah, look. Whee! I've got my bubble today. It's looking a little rainy, I suppose. Hello! Hi, Camaro. Welcome. How are you? Hello. What's going on? Feeling very round today. Feeling a little round. It's like, hello. One second. I can hear my museum. I can like adore people. I mean, I could make myself more, what's it called? Like, roundish. Like, what's it called? Fisheye effect? I could. But we're like this right now because I felt like I was like, I downloaded this effect. I have this, like, this thing effect, and I was like, I don't use this. I never use that, so you know what I should do? I should put it on. Anyways, let me change my BGM. We've been on this one for too long. Let's see what this sounds like. It's really quiet. Could be me. Wait. I like how my BGM takes forever to change. Anyways, how is everybody? It just sounds the same. I don't know. Hello, everybody. I overslept a little bit. Bad. That's okay. How am I? Tired. I fell asleep earlier and then I woke up. I fell asleep a little bit. I was supposed to start at 10 and then I woke up like a whole hour later and I was like, should I start stream? And I was like, maybe. So here I am. Bubble time. Yeah. Bubble time. I'm thinking about a lot of things. Thinking about a lot of things. And very brain empty, honestly. Hello. Froggies! Thinking. Yeah. Lurking but here in spirit. Welcome. Enjoy. What things? Let's see here. Oh. My BGM changed. Clown music. Sure, we'll stay with this. I like this song. I like this BGM. Very... very, upbeat. We'll leave it like this until I get sick of it, I guess. Things I've been thinking of. I've been watching a lot of really random YouTube videos that have been coming across my feed, and they're kind of nice. Like, I was looking at one about like beekeeping. Like this dude was like whacking bees out of the air with a tennis racket, like a badminton racket, and he was like, bing. Not bees, but they were wasps. He was like a wasp remover, and the guy was like, I'm gonna remove these wasps in this house. And then he just took it down with just a badminton racket, and dude had such precise aim, it was just like smacking them out of the air. I was like, damn. Hello, Exenit, welcome. Crazy, I know, it was fun. I was like, wow, I've never seen somebody who is more unafraid of wasps. I think the channel is called Gentle Beekeeping or something like that. Very interesting. The guy goes around and like He's like a Japanese guy, and he has his own beehives, and he also goes around and does like wasp removal and stuff. It's pretty interesting. Hello, Movie. Define gentle. I mean, with bees, he's gentle. Like, they go around their own beehives with no, with no armor or with no beehive suit, with no bee suit, and then they kind of just, what's it called? They just go around, and then the bees are very gentle. They have a lot of videos on their channel that's just like describing their bees, and the bees don't even have a hive. They're just free floating from the ceiling, and they're able to walk around it, touch the bees, and the bees just don't care. The bees are very gentle. But no, not gentle to wasps. The wasps, the guy was just smacking them out of the air. He's like, oh, I'm gonna stand outside this wasp nest that they tired me to remove. And don't worry, there's only about 100 wasps in here, so he stood outside the nest and just smacked them out of the air as they were leaving and coming back from the nest. Until he got at least like 20, so all you hear is just the audio of like, bing, bing, bing. Does this inspire you to become a bee hunter? No, I'm afraid of bees. Well, wasps. I've never actually been stung though. Oh, I also saw this video on Twitter talking about this guy. Apparently, there's this dude who is like, I am going to make bees sting me. It's like this dude. It's like this dude who has apparently been plucking bees out of the air, holding them. He starts the video explaining the right process of holding a bee in his fingers. He's like, you gotta hold both wings, because if you just hold one, it's gonna like sting you in the finger, and then you don't want that. So he's like, I'm gonna hold it by the both wings, and then I'm gonna have it sting my hairline so that I can have my hair regrow around my hairline. And then he proceeds to stick the bee in his mouth and eat it. I was like, why? What, man? This dude apparently on YouTube Shorts, who has been, hi, smile and nod. He's been apparently going around going like, hey, you know, and he does it multiple times. He's like, I'm gonna have like 4 bee stings on my forehead, like around his hairline. He doesn't even have a receding hairline, he just wants to regrow hair. So he has bees sting along his hairline, and then he leaves the bee there with the stinger. And then he plucks the bee off with the stinger still in his forehead and just sticks the bee in his mouth. And he chews it up and eats it. I'm like, why? You didn't have to do that. It's crazy, and like, he's been going at it for a while. It's weird. Hello, small bird. Hello, FECKs. Trick or treat! Candy. Yay! Yeah, I don't know. There's interesting people out there on YouTube. There's people out there in the world that are living completely different lives than you've never ever. There's people out there living completely different lives that you've never even heard or have seen of, and you're just like, wow, that's amazing. Or let's see here, what else was I looking at? There was this dude talking about like specialized types of there's this dude talking about specialized types of hives, and I was watching like a really long video of this guy talking about like these. It's a really cool invention. They're called flow hives. And what they do is that, so imagine you have like a cell of honey. So do you know how bee cell structures work? Do you know how beehives work? Do you guys know how beehives work? So what can I do if I want to touch an active hive? Stick your hand in there. Just do it. You don't need to do anything. Just do it. There's bees. Yeah. So With the beehives, there's like two ends, right? They have the flat end, like the hives, and then the back part is sealed. So what you do is that they have these things called flow hives, where they put bees in these like plastic type of cells. But the thing is that there's a catch. So you can, when the bees are in the hive, you can lock the, what's it called? You can lock the frames in place, the back part. The front end is always open, so they're kind of like, how do you say? They're open on one end, like let's say that you're looking at from that's the front. So they're all like vertical, straight. And then on, let's say, the left side, they're all closed. And then on the other side, it's like the exact same thing but mirrored. So that's one frame. So on the outside, the cells are open. And on the inside, they're closed. But there's a little divider plastic right in the middle of those two cells. And when the frames are closed, that is like also closed. But if it's open, it opens up a little opening so that all the honey that the bees store flows downwards because they're kind of at an angle. And then you can open up like the little tube and there's a little key at the top that enables the opening of how open the holes in the frames are. And then the honey just flows out because the holes are also at an angle. It's very interesting. You can look it up. They're called flow hives. And it's really interesting because like most times if you've ever seen how people harvested honeys in the past, they would have to take a heated knife, cut the caps off of all the front of the hive, like the front of the honeycomb. They have to cut those off and then they have to put it in a centrifuge and then to spin out the honey. And then usually that's really bad because sometimes it involves smoke machines because you got to get the bees off and then you got to open the hive. You just bother the bees. But at least with this version, you can just open it like from the inside and then the honey just flows out and it's really cool. And it doesn't bother them at all because what they'll do after the cells are empty is that the bees will tend to go in, clean it up, and then they'll just, they'll fill it back up again. It's really cool. I've heard of that. It's like hamster tubes. Yeah. Bee girls are hot? Really? Oh my god. All I'm thinking about is those bee girls from, like, Final Fantasy. You know the Final Fantasy Cabaret Club? The bee club? That's what I'm thinking about. You know that... the bee girls from that club. You know what's so weird today? I'm not liking it all, and I have 2 Firefox browsers open. That's pretty cool. Sometimes it's like, oh, you got Firefox open? We're gonna lag. And then other times, it seems fine. I don't know. I ordered my motherboard finally. Now I gotta think about what CPU I'm gonna get. And then I'm let's see here. I think I put in a bid for a power source on eBay, and I'm waiting for that one. And then what else am I getting? I don't know. I'm slowly collecting my PC parts, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about RAM. Honestly, I think I might just take out the RAM from my current PC and then put it into like a new PC because I'll just reuse it. That's my plan. And then elsewhere, I don't know. Completely new PC right now. So that includes getting all the parts. And it's also my first time building a PC, so that's gonna be fun. Gone. Honestly, yeah, I gotta replace everything. Because I'm building a whole new PC. Wait, fixed now? Oh, welcome back. Hello. I feel like people who are like coming by this stream are like, what the hell is this? What the hell am I looking at? What entire nation am I looking at? Could be worse. True. Kitties! Woo! Wow. Cute! Hello, welcome Oracle Dragon. Welcome Oracle Dragon. Did you know that... I don't know, I've also been looking at like people making aquariums for their fish and it's pretty cute. There's one dude who made like a really specialized what's it called? Climbing fish tank for guppies and stuff like that. I also saw a video on Twitter where they basically imagine like an upside down water bottle, but they have the fish in a water cooler and they use the sediment at the bottom to kind of filter out the bottom of the fish, because you know fish poop sinks. So what they did is that they had like a little spout at the bottom. So imagine like a big water tank, like a water cooler, but the bottom is covered in like gravel and sand and layers of it. There's fish at the top with plants, and then there's a water dispenser at the very bottom, so that he was just been taking the water out at the bottom to remove all of the bad, I guess, to fish poop mostly, and then takes that water from the fish tanks and then pours it into his plants and then refills the water at the top. And I was like, that's a really interesting, because there's no pump. You have to constantly empty out the water. Very interesting. Free hydrate points. Oh my gosh. How's it going? Hello. It's going well. How are you? I'm drinking my lemonade. Look at this. I got my lemonade. I actually don't know why I'm drinking lemonade at this time of night. I have this like thing of lemonade in front of me and I'm just looking at it like maybe not a good thing. It's okay. I brought this giant thing of lemonade home because they were giving it away for free. And somebody gave it to me. My manager gave it to me. I should not drink that. That's making me weird. My voice. They're like, would you like lemonade? I was like, sure. I love free whatever, free anything. I love free anything. So I took it home with me. Honestly, I would prefer, like, I like sweet tea or like tea mixed with lemon, but like lemonade on its own is pretty hard. And I was thinking about like, oh, I could mix myself a drink, but then I realized I don't have alcohol, so I can't even make a hard lemonade. And then I have soda, I guess. I can make a soda lemonade. Ooh, I can make a lemonade sour. Like a bubbly lemonade. Drink coffee? I don't like coffee. Coffee is like... coffee doesn't taste good to me. And also it gives me a headache, so I don't have coffee. I just kind of go through my morning, my normal day-to-day, just no coffee out there, just no caffeine, surviving. She dies, she turns into a ghoul. Maybe. Look at this. Woo. I've used this before in the past. Honestly, I never get to use it. I don't know what purpose this is for. Like, what do you do with this? Like, I have this thing, and I was like, okay, now this is lagging me a little bit. Whoa. I don't know. Whoa. 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 Okay. You know what? I should just turn that off. You guys like my bubble? I'll just leave it like this. You have a little bit of refraction on here too. I increased the size. This is within VTube Studio. So, oh. So if I do this, I have a lens distortion on, so I can, like this. So, how's it going, guys? Whoa, I know, I'm so crunchy. Yeah. Whoa. Staring contest? Wait. Wait. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. I always feel like after I do a staring contest, the moment I say like, oh, go, my eyeballs start drying up. Like, my eyes start watering. Like, the moment I say it, like, I could stare at the screen if I don't say it, but the moment I do, I don't know, it's weird. I instantly, exactly, the moment you say like, oh yeah, let's do a staring contest, you just blink. Whee! I don't know what I'm doing. This is what a lack of sleep does to you. Like the other things your body does, but when you think about it, it becomes manual. Yeah. You're now breathing manually. Everybody is now breathing manually. It's the ops man, they dry your eyes for the funny. Curses. Shakes my fist. Why are they drying my eyeballs? Hello. I don't know, there's things out there that are just wild. Fun. Anyways. You like my rain? My rain filter? Ooh. Very, very cinematic. Honestly, I had this effect and I was thinking about like, ooh, I could put on some relaxing like water noises and then we can sit here and be like, ooh, water droplets. Hey, relaxing. I found this video. It's like 3 hours long. It's like water falls into puddle sound effect. 3 hours long, relaxing Zen meditation, whatever. Screw you, dries your eyeballs. I saw this one, I was reading this one webcomic, and this one guy does it, he's in a fight with a guy, and he's like, you know what? Screw you. And he takes his fingers and sticks like, pinches the lens of both his glasses while as he's wearing them. So he like grabs the dude's glasses with like 2 fingers, like the index and the middle finger and the thumb, and just pinches both of his glasses to leave thumbprints on them, and it's so funny. Can you imagine doing that to a glasses person? You're like, screw you. Leaves fingerprints on your glasses. Have you seen the Body Snatcher? No, what is that? And also, hello, doggy friend, quack. I've never heard of that. What is that? What is the Body Snatcher? But anyways, I was thinking, like, that's so foul. You can just press your thumbs against the lenses. I do that a lot. Yeah, but imagine doing that to another person. Like, you're talking to somebody and you just don't like the person. You're in an argument and you're like, I'm gonna put fingerprints on your glasses while you're wearing them. Oh, the booty snatcher. I thought you said the body snatcher. I was like, the what? Oh, the booty snatcher. Pirate's booty. I'm thinking about popcorn now. Thinking about, like, you know the pirate's booty popcorn? I was like, no, not the booty. I don't know if I have any. I don't know if I have any booty to steal. Not gonna lie. I'm talking about, like, not the booty as in like ass, but like booty as in treasure. I don't think I have that. I'm looking at my desk right now. You know what I have? Oh my god, I have an open bar of chocolate. Wow. Oh my god, free food. My desk is covered in food. I'm not. I've got like rice crackers over here. I've got like a container of like wasabi peas, chocolate, cookies, like an open bar of chocolate. Gummies. What are these called? You know those little like... I don't know what these are. They're like little jelly packets. What does it say? Fruit... something. I don't know what these are called. They're like a type of jelly. Made of, konjac? Konjac jelly? I don't know what they are. I can steal your mikus, it's fine. No, not my mikus. They have a total value of... honestly, not that much. I bought them all. I bought a lot of them secondhand off of eBay. The only thing that's not from eBay is... let's see here. My teeny little, my teeny figurines that I got from Booth. I bought them from Booth, and then I had to send it to myself through, like, the Shopee website. And then my Miku keychains I got from Instagram, because they were doing, like, a limited edition pop-up store in Japan, and I was like, I really, really want these keychains and this one standee. So I like randomly found this proxy person in Japan, and I said, hey, can you go to the store and like buy them for me and send them? And they did. So I paid the price of the stuff, and then I paid for shipping, and they just sent it to me. It's really nice. But yes, they have those on Instagram. You can get like proxy stuff. That's most of my stuff that I have. Everything else I just eBay. I have every single thing that I own is from eBay. So like my computer I got from eBay, my microphone I got from eBay, my interface I got from eBay, my controller I got from eBay, my drawing tablet I got from eBay. Everything's from eBay. Buyee is not so user-friendly for overseas user though. It's actually not Buyee. I use Shopee. It's like SHOPEE. And that's the only thing I used for shipping. So like, that's the shipping service, and that's how you buy physical products on Booth. Everything else was fine. It was pretty straightforward. It's mostly in Japanese. Yeah, Shopee. If you buy things on Booth, you can't buy things directly through Booth if you're an overseas user and you want to ship something to yourself. So you have to go through like some third-party site that's linked to Booth, but it's not that bad. Hello, Mirvo, welcome. Hello. E-shopping app. I think so. I don't remember what I used. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Shopee. Or Buyee. I don't know what it was. It had... I don't remember. It had some orange logo. When you go buy something on Booth, you can look it up. Isn't it Shopify for you guys? Maybe. I don't remember what the name was. I don't remember what the name is. I bought it like last year. Asia Meta. Ooh. I really gotta go back in and buy some stuff. From like online retail. I gotta go get some stuff. But I've been waiting. Because right now the shipping situation is kind of like crazy. So I've been waiting to like get a bunch of things that I really want to get and then sending it all at once. Shopee, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is it Shopee? Both Buyee and Shopee are orange though? Oh no, I don't remember. What's the difference? Buyee versus Shopee? Are they the same company? It says Buyee JP. I think it may be Buyee then. Who knows? I don't remember. All I know is that it wasn't that bad. I remember like... shipping was 700 yen. The item itself was... Shopee's from Singapore. Oh. I've seen Shopee before though. Maybe I was thinking about it like when I look at artists selling stuff online. Like Indonesian artists or like Korean artists. I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. Shipping fee was like, the item was 700. Shipping fee was 300 yen. So in total, I think shipping was like $8. And the item wasn't big. It's like a little tiny little bubble mailer. So I don't think that was that bad. I think if I was to buy like something really huge, maybe shipping would be more expensive, but when I got it, it wasn't that bad. I'm looking at the Reddit page right now. Everyone's talking about Buyee. They're like, Buyee is a scam. I've been seeing a lot of really interesting conversation on Twitter recently talking about like people selling third-party website retailers on like Japanese websites for people who want to wear Lolita fashion, and then people who resell those on like Mercari Japan or like other types of third-party websites like Doll Lace or other places, and how middle party sellers are kind of like buying up those things and then like reselling them for a higher price. And then like a lot of people were pretty upset about that because they were like, oh, we want our clothes to go to somebody who's actually gonna wear it and really cherish our clothes, so we would rather sell it to somebody directly versus like these middleman people. I don't know, it's a niche conversation because some people are talking about how sometimes these middle party resellers are also like, let's say they live in a country where it's really, really hard to get access to those types of clothes. So they're buying bulk orders for their like people that they know and stuff. But then most of the Japanese sellers are talking about how they go to Japan and they buy them in the stores and they're really rude and stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. I always like listening or reading about the different types of cultures around the world and what like different niche communities experience. There are sellers from other countries in Shopee? Yeah. I saw this one website where you can make merch called... oh boy, I forgot. Why did my why did I get a notification that my stream ended? What the heck? I'm gonna look it up. There's this one website I saw that was interesting. Uh-oh. I'm trying to find it. Oh, keychain. I know it's in my bookmarks, I just can't find it. Notification new has got. I know I get an email whenever my stream ends, and it's like, hey, this is how your stream did. And I'm like, my stream's still going. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let's see here. Who is that person? Oh man, I can't find it. Oh, okay. I'm scrolling. I'm like, I'm looking at Twitter right now, and it just has this really cute keychain. They're magnetic, and then these like two birds stuck to each other. Aww. Oh, that's cute. Darn it. I can't find... I love the Twitter search engine when I look up things and I'm like, wow. I remember that one post word for word, and guess what? Hey, can I find it again? No. I'd like to see that really cool thing I found. Can I look it up? No. Okay, it's called ACG Goods. It's like, it's called ACG Goods. And you can like make unique products by independent artists. And it looks pretty interesting. Like, I've seen a lot of like people selling fandom art on there. And then a bunch of artists. It's pretty interesting. I'd recommend it. I don't know. There's some artists that I follow who have been selling merch on there, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Because I know the other alternative to selling merch online is like to have your own online store, and that has a lot of upkeep, or having like what's it called? What do people use for like online merch? Honestly, a lot of options aren't very good right now. Like Etsy's notorious for having like a really high merchant fee, and then some people sell on Redbubble, but Redbubble is like you're kind of limited to the kind of stuff that you sell. And honestly, some parts of Redbubble is just kind of, you're like, oh, I'm just getting a t-shirt with the design just printed on the front. But if you want to sell something that's like a little bit different or unique, that one seems interesting to me. Because I see people selling like standees or keychains or pins or badges and stuff. One of my favorite artists that I like to buy a lot of pins from, Milan Bread, they've been selling for a really long time, so they use Patreon as a Kickstarter, as well as they have their own Big Cartel, I think. It's called Big Cartel site, and then they moved over to their own website. It's pretty cool. Twitter search engine never finds the stuff you want. Yeah! It's so sad. I have to go on Google, like, I'll see a tweet, I remember it, like, the first couple of words, and then it disappears from my site, never to be seen again, and I have to go and try to find it through Google. Not Google, I gotta go into the search engine and they'll, like, look up what I remember, like, word for word from the thing, and I'm like, oh, it's gone. I don't know, where'd it go? Hello, Miss Tink Crack. Welcome. I think I read that wrong. Miss Tink? is Mr. Oh. The curse of not allowing capitalized words, letters on Twitch usernames. Can you not capitalize things? Mr. Okay. Mr. Okay. Anyways, welcome. How are you? We're talking about different types of people selling stuff. It's people selling merch online, and different types of like stores that people use. Other than that, I reached out to one of my favorite artists on Patreon, and I was like, "Hey, what distributor do you use? Like, what seller is that?" And then they were really nice, and they were like, "Oh, I use this, and this is the process, and this is how I go about it." Really cool. I like talking to artists about stuff like that, especially when it comes to like things that I don't know anything about, such as like how pins are made or how like clothing is made. Like, I know about prints. Prints are pretty straightforward. You just go and you're like, "Oh, I want to order like prints," and they print it out. Or things like hollow files. Pretty straightforward. But when it comes to other types of merchandise, it's pretty interesting. But that's just me. Other than that, I was thinking about like conventions. I saw this interesting conversation talking. I was browsing YouTube thumbnails on my homepage, and one of the things that I came across was somebody complaining about how like merchandise at conventions is very, I don't know, they called it the slopification of fandom conventions, and how a lot of the merch that you see at conventions is like, you go to the vendors section, like the partnered vendors, and a lot of stuff that they're selling is stuff from like online. It's not even their own stuff, or it's like AI. And then you go over to like the artist alley area, and it's like the same 5 flavor of the month animes. And then, I don't know, I feel like it's a lot of like nostalgia stuff where they're like, "Oh, I miss when conventions were like people selling their own stuff and like doing things that they were like really into, and you could find more niche. You could find niche fandoms and art pieces." I don't know. Nowadays, I think the times are a little bit different because people are trying to like. What I've seen is that you want to make stuff that you know is gonna sell, and you would have to really bring very specialized. You would have to go to very specialized conventions if you want to sell different types of merch that what the average con goer is going to buy. And especially if you don't want to take home a bunch of stuff that you're not going to sell. So there's a reason why a bunch of artists are selling. Like, you go to every single booth in Artist Alley and you're like, "Oh, everything's all the same. Everybody's selling the same merch." There's a reason for it. But yes, it's really hard to sell things at conventions. As somebody who goes to cons and helps out selling with stuff, it's fun. It's a lot of fun talking to artists. It's fun like walking around, but like, I think it's interesting seeing what other people say about the convention experience from a con goer's perspective rather than somebody who's like an Artist Alley participant, you know? I will say, if you're gonna be an artist selling at Artist Alley, don't make keychains. If you're gonna do keychains, make a very small batches. Don't make huge batches because those take forever to sell. No matter how much you price them low, no matter what, you're gonna have so many and that you're gonna have to carry around, and they're super heavy. Hello, Swell. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. But yes, that's just my word of advice to people wanting to sell. Howdy, partners. You should have a donut. I'm definitely not promoting donuts because my PFP is a donut. Wait. Today's donut flavor is strawberry. Ooh, yummy. Ooh. I have cake donuts. I brought home cake donuts because I got it for free and they're like, take these home, we don't want them. I said, okay. So yeah, I have cake donuts, but they don't have flavor, they're just kind of plain. They're no icing, nothing, it's just plain cake donut, but they're good. They're vanilla flavor. Hello person on YouTube. Hello Deadman Prev. PR3 Ivy. Cake donuts sound good right now? Yeah, what's your favorite type of donuts? Depends on where I'm going, but I really like French crullers. I like French cruller donuts. I really like French crullers. But yeah, strawberry donuts sound pretty good. I used to really like strawberry or like the little frosting donuts dipped in like vanilla or strawberry flavor or chocolate when I was a kid. I used to really like those whenever I would go out and I would go to a coffee store. Because I wouldn't drink coffee, I'd just be like, I want a donut. Or those little munchkins. Or Timbits, if you're Canadian. Limited batch keychains noted. Hello! Hey, National Mars Day, welcome. But yes. That's just, I don't know, things that I've seen. Personally, is what my experience has been selling keychains pretty hard. Although I have noticed that if you make them gacha, maybe you might have an easier time selling them. Because people love gacha. What's your favorite donut flavor? I like, once in a while, I like the glazed donuts, and then I also like, I've never been a super huge fan of powder donuts, and I've never been a super huge fan of jelly donuts, or Boston cream. I just like French cruller and just regular plain frosting. We gachaing for Gyo's merch? I don't have merch. A gacha for one random of any Gyo merch? Hell yeah! I don't have merch. Off topic, but I really like what Genshin is doing with their merchandise, because a lot of their stuff is very subtle. I don't know if you guys have seen their merch department. It's very creative. Like, they had a whole outfit set for Furina. So they had her shoes, they had a bag, and if you look at the items, they're so well designed. Because my main pet peeve about fandom, especially like you go to, no shade, to places like Garage or to, what is that really edgy store that sells like anime merchandise and like fandom merch? I forgot. Like Garage and other places like that. The stuff that they sell when it comes to fandom stuff is so American. It's like, oh, do you like Nezuko from Demon Slayer? Well, here is her full body art pasted on the back of a t-shirt and the front. Huge. And I'm like, I'm not gonna wear that outside if I don't want to get stared at. I like subtle merch. I like subtle merch that has like different things. Wall-to-wall Nezuko-san boots? Yeah. Hello from YouTube. Hello SB Deadman on Twitch too from YouTube. Thank you for the follow too on here. Welcome. But I was seeing some stuff recently talking about like, oh, there's some recent Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fan I don't know, I think it was a partnership from some like artist, and people were talking about how the clothing that they were designing for it is actually really, really well done. So imagine a t-shirt, but in the pattern of his armor from Alphonse is the shirt in like a gray kind of denim fabric, but the stitches and how the shirt is put together mimics the patterns on the armor. And everyone talking, like I saw people talking about it online, going like, this is actually such a really interesting idea for like a shirt design rather than just like putting his face on a shirt. Like obviously you can do it in some cute ways. I've seen them do it for Uniqlo, where I've seen his face, like Alphonse, it'll be like a plain t-shirt, maybe a little something on the back, but on the front it's like a little pocket over the breast, on like the right side. And it's like one of those things where you pull down the pocket and you see how like the character peeking up like over the pocket. It's pretty cute. Armor Bro is a great chibi head design. Yeah, like when they do chibi stuff on like the breast pocket and it looks like they're sitting in the pocket. That's really cute. But I also like and appreciate different types of I guess merch design ideas when it comes from like a designer. Not just like print on a shirt. Like I like when they do fan merch that's a little bit unique. And then that got me thinking about like merchandise for other types of fandoms. And like you see people who do fandom merch and everybody is like, oh, it's all just standees or acrylic blocks or keychains. And you never really see any type of interesting or unique types of merch. But then you gotta think about like production costs and supply and demand and interest, and it's pretty difficult. But most of those merch ideas I've seen from VTubers is pretty boring. I'm sorry VTubers, but like there's not a lot you can do as a VTuber when you're selling merch unless you want to have super high high cost demand like product. And especially if you're a smaller streamer, it's really hard to sell that. Unless you're like a super big streamer, it's really hard to get started selling merch if you're pretty small. Even more so doing unique merch. Like it's really hard to do a clothing brand stuff because it's so expensive. I saw someone make Hyunjin pen, homemade. Ooh. I know somebody that makes dice sets. I think dice sets are pretty cool. I prefer practical merch that you can use. I do too, but they're really hard to make. Like, I like dice sets. I want to eat dice. I think if I were to do like interesting ideas or like types of merch, like I like dice. I like I think plushies are cute. I don't know. Some of them I do enjoy. Like I like plushies, I like keychains, I like pins. I don't know if I would get an acrylic standee. Unless they're like really teeny tiny acrylic standees, because I have a lot of those. But those like taller ones, nah. I don't know where I would put it. No eat dice, but they look so tasty. They look so yummy. I just want to stick them in my mouth. They look like candy. Hello. Dire Head Honor. Welcome. Hello. We're talking about VTuber merch. Or like, I guess merch for certain fandoms. I think most of the people are just selling things like prints and stuff. I think it's the easiest, honestly. The easiest thing if you want to sell merch is like to start off with is just prints. One venture in acrylic standees ruined my attempt into those. Oh no. Is it cause like they break easily or I don't know. Sell feet. Feet. Wow. Feet. I've seen people sell stuff like I've seen people sell stuff like mouse pads, but like with feet. Like, imagine like a mouse pad, but the bottom of the feet as like the heel part of the mouse pad. It was interesting. Like normally you see like booba mouse pads or like butt mouse pads, but no, sometimes you can see feet. Bad design, it was with a friend. Ooh. Hey, classy shoes, thank you. Yeah, my cute shoes. I want booba mouse pads and stuff, and hard to find. Expensive and hard to find. Ooh. If you go to a convention, I don't think they're that hard to find. Or if you live in an area with like an anime store and they have an 18+ section, you can find those easily. Not at least where I live. It is I, the Riddler. Would you like a riddle? Sure. What do you have for me? Ice Cruise _6. I don't know. Ooh, mouse pads. I remember the time I went to a convention. And I saw that they had these pillows, but with silicone inserts for like the chest and the crotch of like dude body pillows. And I was like, I've never seen that before. I didn't know that you could make 3D body pillows that you could like squish. I was like, whoa. My mind is blown. That's amazing. I went to the 18+ section of a con, and that's what they were selling. I was like, whoa. They have like, I don't know what it was made of. I never really got to like feel it, but I remember walking past and seeing that they had like 3D body pillows, ducky mirrors and stuff too. Yeah, but you could squish the bulge, like not just the booba, but the bulge. And because on the guys, I was like, whoa! I didn't know they came 3D. Hello, Skills SK, and thank you for the follow. Jerry. Is that Jerry? Jerry _194? Why do my captains say I screw 6? I don't know. Another Russian hello. I have no idea what they're saying. You measure my life in hours and I screw Edward. I'm thinking about screw. And I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin, and so when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. Measure my life in hours. I don't know. She wants to screw the silicone mold? No! I'm reading this puzzle. I'm reading this riddle. No. Interesting. See, I know those are smiley faces. You guys just don't have eyes. I like my own booba pads. Ooh. I mean, anybody could if you just, like, scissors. So. I'm Russian, I got this. Do you guys know the answer? First message says, what do you mean? Oh. What do you mean by what? Just so you know, I cannot read Russian, so I cannot respond, unfortunately. I am sorry. So I'm just gonna continue speaking in English. Let's see here. Life in hours. Bacteria? I'm quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat. What's the riddle? They wrote, you measure my life in hours and I serve you by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. Thing? Ice? Like, no. Water? When you say like life in hours, I think about like Half-Life. As in radioactive stuff. I don't know. Halftime. My brain didn't process any of that. Honestly, yeah. I know English, but you don't know Russian, it said. I know. Me with, I don't know, not very many languages that I know. That is not one of the languages that I know, sadly. Whenever I look at Russian, I'm just like, I can't read. Yes, back to, yay! It's Serbian? What is Serbian? The language? My English is a little bit bad? Oh no, don't worry about it. I wrote it, turns out I can write bands in the chat. You wouldn't understand? Yeah. Unfortunately, I have no way of moderating in different languages. So if you say anything bad, I won't know. Not that I'm saying like write something bad in my chat in Russian, but like I can't moderate stuff like that, which is why if you go to other VTubers chats and then they write something, most people will say like, oh, I want it to be English only because it's easier to moderate if everyone speaks one language that you can understand. For me, I never really minded it too much as long as the main topic kind of stays the same and that you know that I just cannot understand. So I'm not gonna read it. Oh, I can't read that at all. Ooh, so cool. Wait, re. Is that ru or re? I don't know. I forgot. Re, so cool. Would you like to learn words of affection in another language? What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by words of affection? Like, you know in like Filipino they have like Tagalog? No, I'm thinking about a different one. I'm thinking about a different one. No, isn't it? Philippines mentioned. What is it? Mahal kita? Or I think that's Indonesian. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. Mahal kita is Filipino. Yes. Woohoo! I remember. I cannot read that. Whoa! What are these languages? Those are characters I've never seen before in my life. What are those? Philo, what language is that? And I don't know what language that is either. Ice Cruise. What does that say? What language is that? I don't recognize it. I want... Yes? Oh... Greek? No. Finnish. Finnish? Goodbye. Oh boy. They really said keep your secrets? They said What does that mean? What does that mean? It's like... What was it? Oh gosh, you know that one meme about the lady and the guy? And he was like... But, like... And then like... oh my god, I don't remember the exact dialogue. It was like... That's what you meant, right? That's what you meant, right? And like the guy's like... And it zooms in. What was it from The Hobbit? That's Hebrew? What? I've never seen Hebrew before. I've never seen that before. That's a completely different language. Woo! It looks like... What's it called? It almost looks like Russian, but not quite. Riddle, what is something you own but don't use? Time? Age? Wait. Something that you own. My life. Oof. True. Yeah. I mean, can you really own your own life? Maybe. Something you own but don't lose. Time, probably. You can own your own time. My dignity. Hello, thank you for the follow on YouTube. I did not catch who you were, but hello. My dignity. My time. My... air? Well, no. You can use oxygen. I saw somebody talking about... The correct answer is your name, I think? Huh? I? What? I have no idea. What is it? What? Stump me again, Riddler. Thinking about like, you know that... What's it called? I'm thinking about like the Saw Trap dude. Can I? Every single bad parody I've seen that movie is like the dude riding in on like a tricycle but he falls over. Because his knees hit the handlebar and is just like hey there, would you like to play a game? Honestly, that's what I think about whenever I see a tricycle. It's like, how do you ride those things if you're really tall? I don't know. Anyway, what else was I thinking about? Ooh, also in terms of like not just VTuber merch, but I was thinking about like music genres in general, and talking about how I was looking on Reddit and I saw people complaining about like different types of VTuber music, and they were like, oh, every single VTuber song. Well, I mean, I feel like it's really hard to categorize, quote, VTuber music as like a whole genre, because VTuber music is just songs sung by VTubers in different genres. But I've seen some out there that are like people just talking about different types of like quote unquote VTuber music, like derogatory. And I was like, that's kind of unfair to talk to people about like certain types of music, because music is pretty diverse. But although there are certain types of genres that VTubers do tend to lean into that you don't really see much of other genres. Like I would really like to see more of different or unique genres of VTuber music, not just like J-pop. Thank you, Just Reishi, for the follow. No. So there's other stuff out there. VTuber is a music genre now? Not really. VTuber music tends to follow J-pop strictly. Honestly, like, I wouldn't call it just a specific genre. It's taking qualities from mostly J-pop. There are some from major companies, but unfortunately doesn't get as much traction. What do you mean? Are you talking about like different genres? Like, there's some VTubers out there who do make like rock music. There's some people who make like metal and stuff like that. But pretty rare to see. And I think it is a little bit sad that the most popular stuff right now tends to be like J-pop. Because I would like to see people experiment with different types of music. Not just J-pop. Like, I want to see people go into like VK. I want to see people do things like EDM. I want to see not chill techno. I see a lot of that. I don't want to see EDM. I want to see like different types of EDM. Like, things like Project 46 type music. Yeah, house. Project 46 with like the lyrics and the EDM type of stuff, but not really like dance or like techno or glitch hop that I see people do. I want to see different types of genres. EDM and VTuber sounds interesting? Yeah. I mean, there's some people who do EDM, but like SHM, a VC? Yeah. I want to see different types of music in the VTuber world. Posture check, thank you! Thank you for the posture check. Good stretch. Ooh, no collarbone crack this time. That's good. And you gotta head back to work. Oh no, FUCKs. Good night. Well, not good night, but have a good time at work. Have fun. See you. My final riddle of the night. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind when my whistle. Good night to you. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Alida remembered it differently? Which one? I want to see genres. I want to say genres like... Well, I want to say more of rock in general, but like I feel like rock is a little bit close to J-pop, but not really. I want to see different like experimental genres, kind of like alt. So I listen to a lot of, what's it called? What are they called? Mixed media projects. There's one mixed media project out there called by Rejet called Dear Vocalist, and the types of music that they release are very unique and very different. And I think that the people doing mixed media right now are pretty diverse, like Paradox Live or like Hypnosis Mic, or well, I mean Hypnosis Mic music is pretty rap focused, but Paradox Live has pretty different genres throughout all of their songs. Same thing with Dear Vocalist. There's a Latin pop song and I thought it had low numbers despite me thinking it was so good. Honestly, that's me with a lot of songs where I'm like, oh, this song is really good. This song must be really popular. And it turns out it's not. And I'm like, oh well. There's other songs out there that I'll listen to and it'll blow up in the future and it'll be really, really popular. And I'm like, that's so random. Why this song? Like, this song, out of all the other songs that this artist puts out, this is the one that blows up. They've got so much better work. That was me when it comes to Ricky Montgomery, and the only song that went popular was the Mr. Loverman song, and I was like, I like Capo better. Capo was better. But no, it went popular because of like TikTok. I like when my favorite songs are underrated. True. I don't know, I don't mind. Whether they go popular, it's good for the artist because it gets them more exposure, but also, I also do kind of like when they're underrated because then it's like, yay, then I get to introduce other people to these music artists. And I can be like, check out this person. Makes me feel like I have good taste. Yay. Thank you, the King of Cryo. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. But experimental genre music is a new pop. Depends on what you depends on experimental. Cause if you've ever listened to the radio recently in like the top 20 music, I don't listen to the radio much anymore because I feel like a lot of music has moved away from radio to streaming services. But a lot of the stuff that they play that's really popular nowadays is just, it's not pop. It's a different genre now. And I don't know how to describe it. It's like some verse, and then they repeat the verse over and over and over again, and they don't change any of the words. And then they have like some EDM drop that's not even a very good drop. It's just kind of like not very catchy. And they have a bridge, and the only part about the song is like the bridge. That's really catchy, and then the rest of the song is just kind of like meh. And then they just repeat the same words throughout the song, and I'm like, what is this? I kind of get it, but it being good shouldn't necessarily be correlated with it not being super popular, no? The thing is with music, and the thing is with a lot of media, is that marketing plays a big part in how popular something is, so it doesn't matter if something's super, super good. If you don't market yourself, and you're not relatively well known, it's really hard to get exposure as an artist. So even if it's super good, there's a lot of things that they consider underground, because they're just not promoting themselves. Like, unless you have somebody out there who's like, wow, check out this artist, they're really, really good. Or let's say they go around and they have like music stations that publish their work for people to hear it more, they're not gonna get that exposure, you know? Nowadays, a lot of popularity is a social media contest, and it's a matter of how much money you have to spend on advertising. It's not about whether you're good or not. It's, do you have the social media skills to continue publishing online to hopefully maybe one of your posts will blow up? And that's what a lot of media is, to just create into the void until eventually, maybe by chance, it'll reach somebody. You know? Same thing happened to Ado. You know Ado? The really, really popular music artist? She has been doing covers and singing and making music for years. Way before she blew up. But it wasn't until that one song that she made just so happened to blow up because she was criticizing Japanese society. Before that, when she was just doing covers and posting and stuff like that, not very well known. Pretty underground. It wasn't until she posted that song, and a lot of people were like, wow, this is so relatable in the 21st century, that she became popular. Because people went like, oh my god, she's a really good singer. And then it became really controversial, honestly, that song, because of how critical it was of Japanese society. But that's the reason why it blew up, because it was a thoughtful message that came up. I think radio depends on the country you're from. Don't know if it's indicator. Social media, like TikTok songs, or what I would call pop today. I don't like TikTok songs because a lot of the stuff that's popular in TikTok is written for one 30-second bridge bit in mind to be danced to on TikTok, and the entire rest of the song is just bland. They put all their effort into making a single part of the song really catchy and recognizable, and the rest of the part of the songs is just slow. Like, okay, example of this is DPR Ian. There is a song by DPR Ian that went popular on TikTok, and the only part that's popular about that song is the very end. The very bridge at the end. The beginning of the song. It looks like a mishmash. It sounds like a mishmash of a bunch of other songs. And then it's like, what is this song about? But the rest of it is just... It feels like there isn't much effort anymore. I really, like, I don't know. I've been listening to songs from the 90s, and I remember when they used to have songs that told a story. Like, the lyrics would change. You would have multiple verses, you would have multiple choruses. You would have lyrics that would change throughout the song. And yes, that is still done, but you don't see that anymore in popular music. You'll see it in indie bands, you'll see it in, like, you know, niche bands out there. They still exist. There's people who still write songs like that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist at all. It's just nowadays the standard of music is different. People are just writing things for 30-second bits just to be catchy. I think other social media skills is also just perseverance, because if you give up early, you'll never reach that point like Ado did. True. That's also true. You have to have the passion to keep going. Even when, like, it's hard, just keep going and doing what you like. Because don't let the social, what's it called? The social grind and the life to make it hard as an artist nowadays, like, crush your passion for creation. If you like art, even if you're not good at it, you don't have to be good at it to do it. If you're like, I want to be an artist, but I'm not good at it, just do it anyway, just create. Because the more you do something and the more that you enjoy doing it, the better you get at it regardless. You just have to keep doing. You just have to keep making and creating. Hello, Kuru. Bad advice? Hi. Should I not sleep? No. Stay up here. Kuru, what are your plans for Valentine's Day? What are you guys' plans for Valentine's Day? I would say actually today's pop is a lot better lyrics-wise than the 2010s hits for sure. True, some aspects of it. I remember back then people were talking about things like cheat on your husband. My girl booty so big when she sit on my face. That's the songs from back then. I thought it was great. They put that on the radio when kids were like 6 years old and they wouldn't censor a thing, and they was like, yeah. 2010 hits were actually so dumb, but TikTok songs are genuinely good when you listen to the full songs. Also, a lot of old and well songs make comebacks in TikToks. I don't know, I don't like it. My main pet peeve is that people don't make new music anymore. They just take what's already been established and they make covers of it. And then they're like, oh, it's like a remake. And I'm like, that's the exact same song, but in a different key and with different instrumentals. Like, I don't mind if you're doing, like, let's say you take it and you transform it into a different genre, but a lot of the times it's the same song. My main, oh my god. That one song, Fast Car, that turned into a pop song, I was so mad. I was listening to it when I was in the middle of an amusement park in Korea, and I was like, is that Fast Car? But as a pop song? What? If you guys know the lyrics of Fast Car, the original song is really slow and sad because the original story is slow and sad. Making it a pop song and being like, yay, I got a fast car, driving fast. Like, what? What? Yeah, they turned the Fast Car by Tracy Chapman into a pop song and it sounds so weird. My birthday was Monday. Happy birthday! Happy belated birthday. Happy birthday to. Happy birthday. Sit at home and cry alone. Oof. I'm gonna go and get discount chocolate. Sing happy birthday. I've already did. No. Wait. People rarely have birthdays on here, so you know what I'm gonna do? My birthday wish be for you to stop. Yeah, you don't like my harmonica playing? You don't like my harmonica happy birthday song? Sounds like a lonely birthday. I'm hearing go to sleep. Aw. You don't like my happy birthday playing? You don't like... Actually, I'll buy one right now. Hell yeah. I bought it because I wanted to learn Piano Man. There's no numbers on here. It's like a C. Like a 24 hole C key harmonica. They're pretty hard to play. But anyway, happy birthday! Happy birthday! I hope that your birthday is nice. It's funny because even a terrible Piano Man sounds good on harmonica, really. You bought a harmonica colored Piano Man, that's crazy. I wanted to play the do 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 do. Which doesn't matter which one I buy, is it just quality or I don't know. I have a toy harmonica, so I don't know about quality, but depending on what you buy, I guess sometimes it sounds better. What are you doing? I need to go a little. I'm just yapping, because today's a Tuesday. Today's a Tuesday, so no game for me today. And then on Friday I'll be doing a karaoke. I'll be doing an emo song karaoke. I have a list of just emo rock songs that I will be doing on Friday. So, if you would like to check out Friday and my emo karaoke, my emo Valentine's Day karaoke of all heartbreak songs for anti-Valentine's Day on the Friday the 13th, I will be streaming. I remember when I tried to learn harmonica on my own, the day I realized I could inhale to play the harmonica was a game changer. They've got stuff out there for the harmonica, the chords. It's just really confusing when there's no numbers. And it's like, it's like number 3, inhale. You're like, where is number 3? Yeah, today's just yapping. How is the weather? The weather's good. I don't know. Can't really say anything about the weather other than it's just cold. That's it. I played 3 blind mice and I said that's enough. Oh. I love playing the harmonica. I don't have a proper stand for it, so I can't play it while I'm playing the guitar. But one of these days, I would like to play both at the same time. Hello there. I know there is any. Cigarettes and Valentines. No idea where my harmonica is now. I have a kazoo. I have a lot of instruments. I have a harmonica and I have a kazoo. Although my kazoo is in a box somewhere. I gotta go find it. But I have a kazoo and I have a harmonica and I have a guitar. Actually, one of these days I should play my kazoo and my guitar at the same time and I can go like one go band? Hell yeah. I've been learning percussive guitar too. I want to try getting better at that one. Can you do stuff like the Star Wars theme? No, unfortunately not. No. Sad. I cannot. It's nice to meet you. Hello, Norizari. Thank you for welcome. Hello. Nice to meet you too. How are you doing? Hello. Hello, person on YouTube. Learn to play Piano Man on the guitar? Is that a thing? I thought Piano Man was on the piano. I do have a piano. I have a keyboard. I have a MIDI keyboard. I just never ever used it. I bought it a long time ago and I was like, I'm gonna learn music composition. I'm gonna compose music. And then I never did. I'm joking. I mean, I think you can. There are chords. Anything can be on guitar if you're lonely enough. Anything can be on guitar if you try hard enough. That was my shoulder. I don't know, my shoulder just cracked. But I do have a MIDI keyboard. I never actually learned how to play the piano though. Maybe one day. Anyway, here is Wonderwall. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to Friday. It's gonna be mostly English. Actually, it's just gonna be all English. It's all like English 2010 emo pop songs. Emo rock songs. So, it's gonna be fun. I have a guitar and you're actually correct? Yeah. And then maybe afterwards if we have time. I think I have like 18 songs in total. If we have time after, I have some songs that I wanted to do. Man, I've been learning percussive guitar, and I think it should be fun. Should I get single key or variety? What do you mean by variety? Depending on how big your guitar is. Depending on how long your harmonica is, it's probably better to stick to a single key, because if you have a harmonica that like switches keys, it's a little bit fiddly. You'd have to get a really expensive harmonica for that, especially if you want to get a really good one. If Green Day's on the emo playlist, I would keep my thoughts to myself. Green Day emo song? I don't know. I don't think I have. Here, I can read to you. I want to keep my set list a secret, but no. I get to keep E. Honestly, it's easier if you just do C, but it's okay. E is fine. It's just know that all the songs that you play are going to be in the E key. So you're gonna have like E minor, E flat, C, A flat. Look at the notes on the E key, the E scale. That's what it's gonna be. You look so cute. Thank you. Welcome. No, they aren't. No, cause Green Day's not emo. Green Day's like soft rock. That's not emo. I've got things like All Time Low, Blink-182, Paramore, Jimmy Eat World, We the Kings, Boys Like Girls, Goo Goo Dolls, Paramore, My Chemical Romance, The Killers, Christina Perri, The Fray, Nickelback, Maroon 5. Honestly, that one's random. Fall Out Boy, and 3 Days Grace. Punk rock, yeah. Depending on what song of Green Day. Depending on what song in Green Day, the genre is a little bit different. But no, that's not emo. Deftune is emo? No. You're like a sister to me? I can't tell if that's an insult or if you're being nice, but thank you. Cheese, cracker, cheese, you have crunchy sandwich? Ooh. Yummy. Cheese. Actually not a big fan of cheese. And I also don't like bread. But that does sound good. Grilled cheese with bacon covered in mayonnaise dipped in salad dressing made out of mac and cheese. Ooh. That reminds me, have you ever seen those TikToks of the people making food and they're like, I'm gonna make a sandwich and then I'm going to roll it out into a pizza and then I'm gonna fry it and then I'm gonna cut it into little squares and then I'm gonna add a hot dog and then I'm going to turn it into mashed potatoes and then I'm gonna take those bits and then I'm gonna add rice and make sushi and then I'm gonna make it into a taco and then I'm gonna... And it just keeps turning into different foods and you're like, what is happening? I slap everything on the board. Yeah, they keep going. I look at the video, I'm like, it's 5 minutes long. I'm like, what happened? I remember this video. Yeah, it's like it turns into a pizza and then it turns into like a taco and then it turns into like a bunch of different things. And they keep adding things and then they fry it like 5 different times and they add cheese and I'm like, what? Why? I swear it's like rage bait. I think they're doing it for rage bait purposes. It's like, what is that 5-second hacks? Remember that channel? They used to actually have genuinely good hacks on YouTube, but eventually along the way they've lost the plot. And then they started going into like, oh man, my shoelace broke. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a paper clip and then like super glue. No, they did not. Some of them were genuinely useful. Some of them, maybe like 1 out of 20. There's only so many hacks that are actual hacks. Like, some of the stuff that they did for tying your shoe were genuinely useful. Some of the stuff for pants were okay. But like, later on, when they joined TikTok, it just started getting worse. I saw a video when he made cereal from cookies and then made cake from it and then made cereal from it and then cookies again. I was baffled. What? How? What? But no. Okay, some of my songs in my emo playlist are not emo. Like I've got Iris on here, but honestly that's like an honorary emo song. I've got Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls on here. That's not really emo. But most of them are emo. Kind of. I have my own plushie Beast plush. Nice! Plushies. I really, really want like a big round plushie of like a moss ball or something, or like like those. Okay, so if you guys were ever around on IKEA during Lunar New Year of 2 years ago, they had a merch drop of these really, really cute round bunny pillows. And that entire collection sold out so fast online and in stores. I was really sad. I really wanted the bunny plushie from IKEA. But no, it sold out and I was like, oh man, that's so sad. Anyways, why am I so far from the screen? There you go. I was really sad. I was like, man. I'm sure there's like replicas or things that are similar that they sell online, but the ones from IKEA are really cute. They're like round, and then they have like little bunny ears and a tail. I remember they used to have a popular shark plushie. Yeah, the Blahaj. Used to, they still have it. They have two that are really popular. They have the bear that's really chunky, and they have a shark. Although, I think they still have it. I just don't remember. I don't think they sell them as large anymore. They're really tiny, I think. Like, they might have discontinued it. I don't know, I'm not a plushie enthusiast. Yeah. The shark is a... what? How did that happen? What? Is it? I don't know. There's interesting things out there in the world. I don't know either. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that one. What else was I thinking about? I don't remember. Do you want to be friends? I don't know. I don't really know you. You gotta get to like, you gotta reach friendship level 5 for that. Rocks and Knuckles internet time. How about enemies? Oh my gosh. I would love a platonic enemy. Enemy. You can gosh. How would you have like an enemy? Can you imagine having an enemy like, okay, that's just a mod maybe. That's just a mod. Maddie, hello! Welcome, Raiders! That's what I do all the time. That's my evil rival. Hello, Raiders, welcome! Hello, what were you up to? Is it just me? Am I the only one in this? No, there's more people, they're just lurking. Playing TP? What is TP? Toilet paper? Okay, maybe that's not it. What is TP? Oh, Twilight Princess. Oh, that sounds fun. I've never played that game before. But hello, haters, welcome in. 1 second. Let me give you a shout out. I've never played that game before. Do you have a celeb enemy? It's also streamed to Twitch? Yeah. Yeah, we're yeah. Hey, you're still here. But yes, you're not alone in YouTube. You're there you go, you have a friend. Do you have a celeb enemy? I don't. I don't know if I would. I don't think I dislike anybody enough to consider an enemy, but I think it'd be funny to have a rival. Or like, I don't know if I've ever had an enemy. Soon I'm getting my own horror game? That is interesting. I can make some arrangements. I want an enemy like, you know Peter and the chicken guy? From Family Guy? You know the chicken dude? You know the chicken dude with Peter? Every single time they see each other, they start throwing hands. That's what I want in my life. I want that in my life. I want to be like Peter and the chicken guy where I see somebody and I'm like, it's time. It's time. I'm gonna go throw hands. I want that. Although I don't know how that would go. Or maybe my nemesis is like somebody that doesn't even know that I don't know that they exist, but they're somewhere out there, like the snail who makes a couple of inches every single year, and the moment they touch you, they kill you instantly. Maybe my enemy is that. Maybe my arch nemesis is that snail that like lives across the world and they're just slowly making their way towards me. The immortal snail, yeah, the immortal snail that slowly travels. And then like when they catch up to you, they just kill you. Maybe that's my enemy. Existential dread? Yeah, maybe something out there is just like slowly coming. The game is called Plashy Beast Road. Ooh, interesting. Never heard of that one. The mortal snail is real. It's called Death. No, it's called the Grim Reaper. Can you imagine if the Grim Reaper wasn't actually just a dude in like a robe, like a skeletal guy in a robe with the scythe, but it was just a snail? And you're like, oh cool, I saw a snail this morning, and the next day you just die and you're like, oh no, What if it's a girl? What if the snail is a girl, touches fingers? Fingers pointing left, fingers pointing right. What if the snail's a girl? Oh, whoa. That's an anime idea? Meow. That's like, go make it. Yeah, imagine being like a dude. Like, new shoujo anime series. Guy who, oh my gosh, wait, what would the title be? Grim Reaper, I defy death, and now the Grim Reaper wants to kill me. Something like that. And then the actual plot of the thing would be like some dude who like somehow survives a freak accident. Maybe he was supposed to be like isekai or whatever. But he defies death because he's just insanely lucky, right? And then the Grim Reaper, who is obviously gonna be a cute girl, is gonna show up and she's gonna try to kill him. But he doesn't actually die because he's just so good at lucky at every single thing, and I don't know, just plot armor. And that's gonna be the entire story. She's like, I'm gonna kill you one day, and then at the very end, like, we're gonna have a really, really tragic, sad accident, and the guy's gonna die saving her, and then she's gonna be like, no, because they fall in love along the way, right? They fall in love along the way, and then she has to like kill him, and they never see each other again, and then like that's the ending. There you go. Anime story. Anime movie. 4 paragraphs of fluff, and that's why I bagged a dead snail girl in another world. Yeah. I got killed by a Green Reaper, but turns out there's a cute girl and now I want to date her. That's just... Isn't that the plot of Devil as a part-timer? I just realized. That's just the plot of The Devil as a part-timer, except the dude's like the Demon King and she's trying to kill him. She's like the hero and she's trying to kill him because he's like the Demon King. Yeah, that's just The Devil's a part-timer. That guy's like just sad. Yeah. I like tragedy in my anime. Once in a while. Honestly, I think it'd be a good twist than rather just ending it and being like, well, we end up together, you know? I think it'd be cool if we had a plot twist. Like, obviously the entire plot reason... Okay, when you're writing a story, you want to have tension. And you want to have, like, climax. Right? So the tension is that you don't know if the guy's gonna actually die or not. So when the dude dies, you want it to be really sad, but then afterwards you can bring him back. Sexual tension? No, just like emotional tension, because you'll be like, oh, they're falling for each other, and then right as like they're about to like confess or whatever, or like something big is about to happen, maybe like all the things, all the anime tropes that exist, all the tropes that exist out there, you can throw it in there, and then the moment like, let's say like he dies, we can have like, oh no, so sad, and then he comes back. The familiar of Zero, he doesn't die. Not in a meaningful way. Not really. I mean, kind of. He doesn't really die though. The moment they kiss, he dies immediately. Oh no, this is just pushing daisies. This is pushing daisies. Have you guys ever seen that show? Want to see the world burn? Yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty interesting too if she kills him and it turns out the dude was immortal the entire time and he comes back. But yeah, Pushing Daisies is a TV show that was in the 80s, I think. I think one of the characters has the power of death, and the first person that they touch, they have the ability to take their life away, but I believe if they touch them, they come back to life, but they can't ever touch them again, because they, like, I don't know how it works. They can, like, touch people twice, and then they come back to life, and then they kill them again. So there's an iconic scene in the show of Pushing Daisies where they take saran wrap and they put it over the face like she puts it over the face of the guy and then she kisses him because she can't actually touch him, because if she does, she kills him. So there's like an iconic scene of that. Or what is that other one? There's that pottery scene of like the lady who's like making pottery and then her dead husband comes up behind her and she's like imagining that he's like hugging her. No, not that one. Yeah. I forgot what movie it was. Sounds like a K-drama scene? Yeah. Keep it up, champ. Hello, Sharky Gamma. Welcome. The Smexy ghost bot scene. Yeah, the movie. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, like she's making pottery and then the dude's like a ghost. I think it's a cute. I don't know. It's an iconic movie scene. Everybody's like, oh my god, that scene from the movie where the dude's a ghost. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's memorable. You can probably look it up. It's like ghost pottery scene or something. What movie is that from? It's like a romance movie, right? Just Ghost? That's the movie? Oh my god, the movie is called Ghost. Oh my god, the movie is called Ghost. It's just Ghost 1990. Wow. I didn't know that movie came out in the 90s. That's wild. Molly finally believes? Yeah. I didn't know that was... I did not know that was... I didn't know the movie was called Ghost. I've never actually watched the movie. I just actually remember the one scene because I remember seeing clips of it online. Watched it recently. It's solid? Yeah. Sounds nice. I mean, the scene itself is pretty nice. It's cute. Family Guy did it. Family Guy makes references to a lot of things. That's how I know it. Family Guy is like a culmination of pop culture references. So, like whatever is popular in media, they'll probably make a parody of it in Family Guy. But I always found it interesting. I remember there was like a lot of theories about like, oh, Family Guy predicted the future or whatever. And it's just... they're just taking recent events. And then they make memes off of it and then it... Is it deterministic or is it just like ironic? Robot Chicken did it too? A lot of things do that. Like they do that for The Simpsons, they do that for Futurama, they did it for Family Guy. Are they still around? Do they still run? I don't know. I don't watch those shows. Logical conclusion to current events? Yeah. When they write things and they're like, oh, this would be funny. And then it actually happens and then people are like, oh, look, it's predicting the future. It's just like, no, that's just how things are probably going to turn out. That's just how it goes. I think The Simpsons ended? Really? What? What? How long has it been going on? There's no way this will happen. Yeah. It's like The Onion. You know how The Onion writes satire articles? That one article of like The Onion that comes out and they're like, guys, you won't believe what happened. We've given up. Like there is no headline out there that can beat whatever happened here. Like on The Onion. Whenever some crazy headline comes out. I think that's interesting. Honestly, I really like the ads, the advertisements in The Onion. Because they're just so goofy. If you look them up, you can probably see pictures, but they just make like the most random stuff out there. Have you guys seen that AI ad from the Super Bowl? The robot ad? People were like, oh my god, that is so bad. Do you remember have you guys seen it? It's so weird. I remember the Onion article they do every year about school violence and it's unironically really sad. It's... what's it called? I don't want to say the word schadenfreude. It's just like, how is it? It's just ironic, and it reflects reality in a very dark way, like dark humor. No way, the Patriots will lose. Gosh, it was really, they were not doing good. That whole series about whatever was happening and the Super Bowl, I was watching it a little bit, and my dad's really into it, and my dad was like, my mom was like, oh my god. The Patriots lost 0 to like everything. They could not get a single point. They got shut out. Sharing Onion articles? The world's last 3 non-a-holes re-released back into the wild. Wow. I'm not American, never saw the Super Bowl. I think it was... I'm not a big football fan. I only see it in passing because I know people who really like it. But I think it was just... like, normally in football, there's at least like some kind of back and forth between points, but like, oh my god, they did so bad. As somebody who knows like who people like the Patriots, they did not do it. And then I was reading a thread on Reddit talking about the explanation of the halftime show. I think it's pretty interesting. Like all the cultural references that they threw in. It went right over my head because I don't understand Spanish. And I don't understand that culture, but I was reading through what other people thought of it, especially people who were Spanish. And then a lot of them really, really liked it. So I was like, okay, good for them. That's nice. I don't understand it. I didn't get it. I was watching it and I was like, that's not for me. I don't understand a single thing. Yeah, the Bad Bunny concert. I thought it was hilarious though. The fact that they had the people dressed as bushes to run off the stage and to like just stand there and be like a bush. Because like they want to clear off the field as fast as possible and they can't move props, so they just had people dressed as grass. And the clip of like all the grass people running off the stage is just great. That's the only part that I got. I was like, grass. But I've heard people say it was nice. People who speak Spanish, at least. As someone who doesn't speak Spanish, I didn't understand a single thing, and the music's not my thing. I like, that's not my genre. Like, I don't really enjoy rap. Or, not... What is that music genre? It's not really rap. It's like just saying words, but not like actually rapping. There's no rhythm to it. It's just saying words. So I was like, I'm sure he's saying bangers. I'm sure I'm sure he's saying like good, like whatever, but I don't understand it. Slam poetry, yeah, maybe. But there's no rhythm or rhyme. You're just saying words. But I'm sure if I understood Spanish, maybe it'd be a lot more emotional. Because I know a lot of people were saying how like the stuff that he threw in, including like the wedding and then the sugar canes and like the plastic chairs and the like the water and everything and the telephone poles, is references to like different aspects of culture, and a lot of people were like, they were in the crowd being like, woohoo, Argentina mentioned, or like, I don't know, different countries represented, and it's pretty interesting. I was reading like somebody break down like part by part about every single aspect about like every single scene in the halftime show, and it was pretty interesting. Like people were talking about little details and stuff, and I thought that was nice. Yeah, let's cover the entire stadium so half the people won't see anything. Maybe if you were in the front, but I think it looked okay from like Maybe that's one of my main gripes about media. They make things presentable for the camera only, and they don't really care about what it looks like in person. And it's like, look good? Yeah. It's a metaphor about life. Yeah, I thought it was really cute. I saw a clip of a couple getting married, and then they had the halftime show on TV, and then when they clipped over to the couple getting married, they were also getting married at the same time. They were like, oh, that's really cute. Hello, cooler 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 RCE. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. I thought it was nice. I don't know. Not my type of music that I listen to. I don't really understand it. Honestly, when I first heard the name Bad Bunny, I thought it was gonna be a lady. Because I don't know anything about modern music. A lot of the music I listen to is Japanese. So whenever I was like, oh, there's a music artist called Bad Bunny. I was like, is that gonna be like some lady who's like really curvy? And then I saw that it was a dude and I got really kind of like disappointed. I was a little disappointed, but like, yeah, that was gonna be like a Doja Cat. That sounds like a name that like a lady would have. But it turns out that it's a dude, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's different. Nicki Minaj? Maybe. The bunny threw you off? Yeah, normally you don't see dudes calling themselves Bunny. I wonder where the name comes from, but I think it's interesting. The memorable name. It wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be a lady. When I first learned about Bad Bunny, and then I was like, oh, it's a dude. I was like, oh. Also, the type of music threw me off too, because like, whenever I think about Bad Bunny, I think about like I think of a Nicki Minaj, honestly, but like it's somebody completely like a completely different genre, and then that's interesting too. I expected like pop. I'm gonna start up my music career as Naughty Kitty just to spite the status quo. Oh my gosh, you could. But do you remember back in the early 2000s where people were really into Hello Kitty? Do you remember when Hello Kitty was really popular? In like the whole kawaii core pop emo thing? Like Avril Lavigne had a whole bit about Hello Kitty. Do you remember that? I feel like people would just go back to that era. They still are? Really? That's a thing? Hello, Pose, Clapper. What is that thing? It's like the tiniest little emo. What is that? Thank you for the follow. Welcome. New myth just birthed. The status quo. What is that? Hello Kitty girls scare me. You know who should scare you? Not just the Sanrio girlies, but like My Melody girlies. No, I think Kurumi girlies are okay. Kurumi girlies are pretty chill. You know who you should be scared of? Yeah, maybe Hello Kitty girlies. I was gonna say, like, who's the opposite of Kurumi? It's not My Melody. My Melody girls are like the cottagecore girlies and the coquette girlies. And then like the Kurumi girlies are like the E girls. But they're also like the chill goth girls. And then you got people over there who are like the Hello Kitty girlies, and then those are like the K-pop stans, and they're really scary. They kind of scare me a little bit. They have more characters for Hello Kitty now? I don't remember the names. No, they've always had that same amount of Hello Kitty characters. They have like the little twin stars, they have Keroppi, they have Hangyodan. They have over like 168 characters. Some of them are not as popular, but I remember they do the poll every single year of like all the most popular Sanrio characters. And every single year, oh my god, Cinnamoroll reaches like the top #1, and then Pompurin is like #2, and then Hello Kitty's #3 or whatever. This year, Pompurin was now 1. I only know the black cat one. What is the name again? Kiki? I think their name is Kiki. That one's cute too. I like, I've always liked My Melody. My Melody, I don't think Miffy is a Sanrio character, no. But I like Miffy too. I like bunnies. But yeah, there's a lot of characters out there that are really, really cute. Like, what's her name? Hanamori Usagi. She's like a really colorful, like blue, red, and tan, like really colorful rabbit. I don't know her name. It's something like that. It's like Hana Usagi or something like that. She's really cute. I painted Kurumi, but the painting that I painted over re-emerged from underneath and ruined it. Oh no. That's why you should not paint over stuff. I'm an American. I don't believe in cats. There's... What? Do people only have dogs here? Hello T33 Low. How are you? Oh my gosh. Cats don't exist. I like all animals. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the other. I'm trying to remember the other Sanrio characters that are popular. Honestly, have you guys seen the Overwatch skins for the Sanrio characters? I saw a quote from one of the artists, and they were like, "Oh, for the Mercy skin, we have included Pompurin's iconic butthole design, but we will not tell you where we put it. You'll just have to find out." Wink. I was like, where did they put it? Where did they put it? I used to hate cats, but now I love all animals. Yeah. I don't know, cats are misunderstood. The only reason why cats are so mean is because people don't respect their boundaries. Thank you T33 Low for the follow. Welcome. Pause. Yeah, Pompurin's iconic butthole. Did you know that when they first came out with Pompurin wasn't very popular at all until they added the butthole, and then people bought it because they were like, "Oh, the butthole's cute." But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about that skin. Maybe they'll put it on her back or something, I don't know. I feed the cats that live on my campus. I'm just jaded. Yeah, they're nice. When I see cats outside, sometimes I'm like, is this a stray or is this somebody else's pet? Pompurin? No, Pompurin. 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 Pompurin, I think. I'm not saying it right. It's like a little doggy with like a pudding head. Until they added that as an awesome story. It is! They have a little like butthole. I think it's cute. Not my favorite though. Captions are saying Pompurin. Pompurin! Oh my god, my captions hate me. My captions hate me. Pompurin. That's as close as I can get. That's as close as it's gonna get. Hello, would you like to sign my petition? What is your petition about? What is it? It reminds me of like, oh my gosh. That's such a good design. It's like a dog. It's like a little yellow dog. There's a lot of interesting designs in the Sanrio characters. I like Keroppi. And the little twin stars. As well as Babdidas? Babdidas? The penguin. Half-Life 3. I don't know about that one. Have you guys seen when there was like the live event and then people were crashing out of Half-Life 3? Good luck, dude. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Why did nobody talk about Half-Life 1? Everybody's always like, oh, I love Half-Life 2. But like, what happened to Half-Life 1? Doritos the penguin? Adidas the penguin? Which one? It's only a dog with a hat on, but it got so much personality. Impressive character design works. Props. Yeah, it's really cute. It's round. It's a round dog. What kills me though is like cinnamon roll. When you look at cinema roll, you're like, oh, a bunny, and then it's like it's actually a dog. I think I have a new fave now. Yippee! Yay! Get more people into Pumperin. Or yeah, Pumperin needs more fans, maybe. Half-Life 1 had massive appeal up until 2, and then everyone had gotten Half-Life 1 out of the systems by then. How long did it take for Half-Life 1 and then Half-Life 2? Was it like 10 years? I don't know, I never played the series. Because what I've seen about it from Half-Life 2 is, it just looks like a shooter. Like, kind of like Resident Evil, where you run around and you like shoot things. It had a few good years, really good time. Really? I didn't know that. I know people really like the series. But like, think about it. If they continued Half-Life 2 into Half-Life 3, what would they do? Like, story-wise. Like, a dude with a crowbar shows up and then like beats the alien army. Like, what more can you add to it? What else would they do? I had a friend that got her whole car wrapped in cinema roll vinyl wrap. Nice! That sounds nice. I like people who decorate their cars. People who spend money on cars, more power to them. It looks nice and all, but wow, it's expensive. Hello, Belle! Hey, Belle! Your voice is always so calm and soothing. Thank you! Welcome! How are you, Belle? How's it been? What have you been up to? I think for you, it's like afternoon, right? Half-Life 3 blended too close into current events, so Valve was like, no, we only do fictional stories. What story would they do with Half-Life 3? I can't imagine they're gonna be like, oh, we made Half-Life 3 with Unreal Engine and nobody's gonna be able to run the game. I wish they could optimize games. It was fun, but I must go now. My people need me. Catch y'all some other time. Thank you! Thank you for stopping by and chatting with us, Smile and Nod. Thank you. Have a good night, or good day, or rest of your whatever. Have a good time. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm gonna bring the property value down according to her. What? How would that decrease property value? I'm working from home right now while listening to your stream. Nice! I wish I could work from home. That'd be nice. Then I can wake up later and not have to commute to work. I'm jealous. I have this translator on my what's it called? On my browser that translates languages from live streams into Japanese and back to English, so then I can read it. And the way that it translates certain words are pretty interesting to me, because I'll read it and I'll be like, that's an interesting translation, because I have it set so it'll translate words from English to Japanese and then back to English again, and then I'll read it translated back into English and I'm like, that's not what I said. Mixing home and job is not for the weak of heart. Yeah, you'd have to have a pretty good work-life balance, but depends on what kind of your job. Depends on what your job is. Like for me, my job right now is pretty paperwork based, so I can't bring my work home. So my work just stays at work. But I imagine for some people who are like workaholics and they're like, oh, I want to work at home and then I'm just gonna like keep working. Especially if you're salaried and you're not hourly based, it can be really difficult to just kind of be like, oh, I'm just gonna finish this thing, and then you're working overtime every day. So it depends on what you do. It's kind of hard. But yeah, that sounds nice. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my language. I was seeing some discussion on Twitter talking about people making recommendations of like people learning English through live streams, and that was pretty interesting to me. Of seeing like Japanese people listening to like English VTubers and being like, oh, I'm gonna learn English through watching streams. And people are giving recommendations of people to watch based off of their English. It's pretty interesting. And I was like, you know, people do that. People do that for Japanese streamers. People watch Japanese streamers to learn Japanese. I thought that was pretty cool. I listen to myself. I listen to myself. I translate some parts of my stream into Japanese and I listen back to it, and then, like, I read the captions that it translate into English. And like, it's not 100% accurate, but a lot of times it translates things interestingly, and I'm like, oh, I did not know that was a word. What does that word mean? Interesting. Like, I learned a word recently. It's like okashi, and it means strange. Not like okashi, but like okashi. It just means strange, or like odd. And I said it, I remember, because I said it in relation to me talking about my OBS, and I said, my OBS is acting funny, and it translated it as OBS ga okashi, and I was like, that's not how I would translate it, but okay. Kind of like how my Arabic boss learned English in mafia movies. Yeah, there's a lot of people who learn languages through watching media. I think it's one of a good way to immerse yourself in a language without living in that country. There's a lot of people who learn English from friends. If you ever wonder why there's a lot of Korean people who speak with like a Valley Girl accent, if you ever go to Korea, if you ever go to Korea, there's a lot of girls who speak like, oh my god, they speak like that because they watched Friends. Friends is really popular in Korea for learning English, and a lot of them speak like that. It's really funny to me. And they don't even realize that they have an accent. They're like, oh, I just speak English. And I'm like, that's such a Valley Girl accent. I think it's funny. There's a VTuber that teaches Japanese. Is it like Subarashi? Okashi is like funny or strange or odd. Originally it had a different meaning, but eventually it kind of evolved into that meaning. But now when people say it, they're like, oh, that's odd. Like that kind of meaning. And that is interesting. It reminds me of like some people talking about stories of when they learned Japanese through watching like Yakuza movies, and then they picked up Japanese, or like when they watch media through different, and they pick up like bad slang when they learn, because it's like very informal, especially when learning a language where it's not exactly one type of like, you know how English is pretty straightforward, right? We don't have a male or female vocabulary, like unlike French where they have gender in certain words. Like in Spanish, some words like verbs are feminine or masculine. We don't have that in English, so in that retrospect, I think English is pretty easy to learn. The only thing that makes English difficult is because we have so many rules that are not said, like I before E but not over U, or if a word ends in the U, it has to be like A has to end with an N. Like you can't have two vowels next to each other if it's an A. Stuff like that. Or when you're speaking, people speak in a certain like let's say you're describing an object. You say light, blue, checkered, car. You don't say checkered, blue, light, car. There's like a certain order to description words and stuff like that that's not explicitly taught. People just kind of pick it up through reading, but if you were learning English for the first time, you wouldn't know these things. And I think that's pretty interesting. Meanwhile, other languages, they don't really have rules like that. Maybe for them it's a grammar thing, but it's not as specific as English, you know? Starting a sentence with oi oi is a bad habit. Maybe. If you want to be a gangster, yeah, you can be like oi oi. I always found it pretty interesting that like Japanese has different types of pronouns. Like some people use like watashi, or like some girls, younger girls like use like atashi, or you have like normal Like guys use ore, and younger guys sometimes they use like boku. I thought it was interesting. It's really unique. I thought it was like nice. And then people can freely choose what kind of pronoun they want to use. Like you have girls who will use boku, or like I think it'd be really funny if like a girl used ore. like imagine somebody with like a really cute anime girl and they use like ore. You're like, why? But yeah, most people do use like watashi. And then really, really young girls use their own name. But I thought it's like a unique aspect of the culture that you don't really see over here in like English, because most people just say I. Like I is just I, you know? But the VTubers corrupted? Where? I'm talking about like my rain? Oh, the glitching. Oh no, it's because it's raining. Hi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. It's not glitching, it's my rain effect. Look at this. I can make it fuggy. You have he and they? Oh, that's true. Okay, see, look, I can make it more. Is this better? Do you want more rain? I can make it super foggy. I just have it like this. If you think it's glitching, it's just because it's rain. It's rain on the screen. Too much, I look like a shower. I'm taking a shower. Oh my god, it really does look like I'm taking a shower, but like outside. There is no rain in my country? Interesting. Hello, Easy Wayne, thank you for the follow. No, it's not glitching, it's just my rain effect. That's true, there is like different types of pronouns, but that's not really, that's not pronouns. Like personal pronouns. Like, I'm talking about when you're referring to yourself. You wouldn't say like, in response to yourself. You wouldn't say like, you wouldn't refer to yourself in third person. You wouldn't say something like, she goes to the shower. She goes outside. When you're referring to yourself, you would say things like, I go outside. I take shower. Stuff like that. You wouldn't say like, she goes to shower. Ooh. Where's the glass that makes it so we can see you naked? If you had that, that would be good. Oh no, we don't do that. I cannot be naked. I will get banned off of Twitch. For now, we just like this. No. But we do have this. Ooh, bubble. We have this one. Wow. I feel like a spaceship, like a shoulder. No, not shoulder. I feel like an astronaut. Bubble hype, yay! We need a censoring glass. I do have a sensor. Wonder if I have it. Oh, not that one. Where did I put it? Oops. Wrong one. I clicked on the wrong thing. I meant to click on the filters. Okay. Look at this. Let's see if it shows up on here. Oh yeah, there we go. I have this. Whoa. Oh, that's not. There you go. End stream. No, I clicked the wrong thing. I meant to click on this thing. I have my effects in a different layer. I have this. I have this. There you go. Now it looks like I'm not wearing a top. Kind of. That's it. It's lagging me a little bit. Honestly, my computer isn't the best, so it lags whenever I open up new programs. But yeah, anyways, it's almost 2 a.m. and I need to go to bed. But I will see you guys all on Friday, and I will be playing. Well, I'll be doing a Valentine's Day karaoke on Friday. So I'm gonna go to bed. Let's get a server in a machine. I don't know what you mean by that, but in these trying times, may I offer you a karaoke, a Valentine's Day karaoke, an emo song karaoke on Friday. I'll be starting 10 p.m. EST, so if you would like to see, then please stop by. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. See you all. Good night. Excellent stream. Thank you. Thank you all for stopping by. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for stopping and thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. What was that called? We love karaoke. Oyasumi. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Night night. Goodbye. Mata shita. Oyasumi. Yes. Good night. Ooh, I'm crunchy. I will see you all on Friday. Anyways, until then, have fun. I hope you have the rest of your night, a good rest of your night, and your day, or whatever. But have a great rest of your day. Let me see who's streaming. Oh, I can send you guys over to Red Bunny. Sure. Been a while. I don't really see this person streaming that often, so I will send you over to Red Bunny. And, yeah. Goodbye, everybody. Yippee! 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. I don't know why.